Yes, so I'm sharing my screen. I need a hi. Sorry, I didn't say hi from the very beginning because Gustavo rushed the mic and I
No,
wasn't.
actually, I want you to introduce you first.
Yes, sorry about that.
So yeah, first I'd like to thank you to be here. I know it's about like 11 o'clock at night where you are now. You're in Germany, right?
Well, I'm not in Germany. We are just as the team spread all around Europe mostly. Our head office is in Germany. Our founder is in Germany. One of our founders is in Germany, Vladi, and the other one is actually in Portugal, Michael. Me personally, I'm in Chisinau, Moldova, and it's midnight right now. So
Midnight. So
yeah, I'm
yeah.
meeting a whole new day with you guys tonight.
I really, really, really I appreciate your time. And
Sure.
so when I try to take advantage of that. So guys, everyone that is here right now, so ele vai demonstrar aqui a ferramenta para a gente a princípio, tá? E depois a gente vai tirar dúvidas. Deixa ele demonstrar, como ele falou, é meia-noite lá já, então deixa ele demonstrar, falar o que ele tem que falar e depois a gente tira umas dúvidas. Eu tenho já uma lista de dúvidas aqui, que pode ser a mesma dúvida de vocês. Se vocês quiserem falar direto, pode falar, não tem problema. Se vocês não quiserem, tiverem vergonha, não se sentir confortável, deixa no chat que eu pergunto para ele, tá? Eu só peço que bota todo mundo no mute, para poder não ficar o barulho aí atrapalhando, beleza? All right, Alex, it's with you now, man.
Great, thank you. Yep, so hello guys, hello everyone. Thank you also for your interest. My name is Alex. I'm head of marketing here at Sellerboard, and I'm here to present you first of all with the basic stuff about the Sellerboard, what it is, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to also show you some tips and tricks of how you can, take advantage of the full functionality because Sellerboard really has a lot to offer. And let me just start with just a few words about Sellerboard itself. It was founded in 2017 by Vladi, who was at the time an Amazon seller himself in Germany. He was having not a private label, but he basically at a certain point when he started selling, he understood that he has a problem and he needed to solve it. So the problem was that his sales grew from month to month, and he was having a very nice growth. He even put up a small team of people to help him manage all of his Amazon business. But at a certain point, he really didn't understand how profitable he was with his business. So in terms of sales, things were going smoothly, but with time, other sellers with a product that was comparable to his product entered the listings, and he needed to go down with the price. So his sales went up, but his profitability began to go down. And at some point, he wasn't not even sure if he's profitable or not. So the need to create a tool for him was evident, and he had a background as a software engineer, and he understand that he could put that knowledge into a tool that will help him, first of all, really understand his profitability and maybe help others. So here we are 6 years later, having a Sellerboard and working with 12 plus thousand people
Oh, wow.
of active users from all over the world. And constantly meeting with sellers like you guys, getting feedback, getting your questions, trying to perfect and make the tool more accessible and more fine-tuned to your needs. Okay, so now with that out of the way, let's jump into this tool itself, and I will try to make it as informative as possible. So as I mentioned earlier, first of all, the profitability is the key to Sellerboard. I mean,
Yep.
Sellerboard is a profit analytics tool for Amazon sellers with additional tools that help you automate some of the processes inside your routine as an Amazon seller. So that means we have PPC dashboard and automation. That means that we have inventory module that you can just used to help you with the inventory stuff. We have request review automation, a money back feature, and we are going to get into all of these tools. But the core of the tool, the main thing about it is the profit analytics. And what we try to do always is keep the calculations as accurate as possible. And I'm going to show you a few ways how we do that actually. So let me jump into the analytics first. This is the profit analytics dashboard that most of our users use on a daily basis. And in the top, you can see the tile view. So you can see the tiles for different time periods. For example, today, yesterday, month to date, this month. This is a forecast till the end of the current month. And you can see the last month here also. Using these tiles, you can have a quick glimpse of how you're performing in different time periods and compare these periods between them. And you have all your basic KPIs here, like sales, orders, units, refunds, advertising costs, gross profit, and of course, net profit. This is what you're aiming for, knowing your net profit. Yep. And of course, you can go into more detail to really understand how all of these numbers are calculated. You just have to press here, more, and you will have a complete breakdown of all of the factors that influence your final net profit calculations. So first of all, you have your sales divided into organic and PPC sales. Then you have your units, also organic and PPC, your advertising costs. On this point, I would like to mention that you can connect your external marketing channels, and we strongly suggest you actually do, be it Facebook, Google, Pinterest, or other external platforms. And a Sellerboard can pull the data regarding your advertising campaigns and allocate the costs of these campaigns to specific products. So you have these costs also attributed to the products that you advertise on these platforms, and introduce this cost to the calculations, and also have it in your general numbers here. Besides that, of course, you have the refunds. Refunds are a separate topic. I would like to talk about refunds a little bit later, because refunds are actually a major profit killer. So the problem with refunds is the fact that not everyone really understands that how refunds are calculated in the first place, and actually the fact that every refund is a loss for the seller. So we are going to talk about that a little bit earlier, and how you can actually try to work with refunds. But the first thing I wanted to mention here, that besides having your refund costs here, you also have in the general tile right here, coming back to it, you have the option to see the reasons for your refunds. So let's say you have three refunds, and if you press this number of the refunds, you will see the reasons. So for example, today I only had 3 refunds. This is, by the way, a demo account, so the numbers here are only for reference. But let's jump, for example, to the last month. We had 65 refunds, and now you have a general impression of what are the main reasons for your refunds. Because as you know, every customer, when he applies for a refund on Amazon, he is prompted, he is asked, why do you want to return the product? And he needs to specify the reason. So you as the seller can really understand what's the problem with the product, because maybe it's not even a product problem you need to address. Maybe there's a problem with your pictures, maybe a problem with your listing, a description problem. So there's discrepancy and ambiguity for the final buyer. He doesn't really understand the product. For example, the dimensions, the color, or the functionality of the product. So maybe you can quickly fix this problem. So in order to understand what is the problem, you can see the reasons right here, and even get a chart where you can see, which part of the total refunds one of the reasons is.
Is there a way to see which product was refunded?
Yes, of course. So you have, we're going to get back to this. You have, for example, if we have the today's tab selected here in the tiles, then down here, I'm having all of my products that were sold during this specific period.
That's one of the questions I had.
Yes,
That means
sure.
the list in the bottom, it's when you select the block, what do you call the grid over there, that shows
Yes,
up
the tile.
the
Yep.
title. So the list is equivalent to the title. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so this is the list that is, you have this line below the tile that
Yeah.
it indicates that this particular tile is selected right now. So coming back to your question, if there's a way to see which products were refunded during this specific period, you can just go back to this column right here and just you
Sort.
can sort the list.
Sort.
Exactly. Thank you. So you will see that these three products were actually refunded from your current period. This is the answer. Yeah. So as I said before, if you press here, you will see all of these factors that influence your profitability. Of course, you have all of your Amazon fees. We are very, very serious about the Amazon fees because there are currently more than 100 Amazon fees in different product categories. So depending on your categories, you will have different fees,
Yeah.
but we take all of them into account for your profit calculation. And besides that, one of the things, actually two things that I will go through today that influence the accuracy of your profit calculation, first of all, is the way you enter your cost of goods. And the second is the expenses, the indirect expenses that you have. So the first one right here, the cost of goods sold. There are several ways to enter your cost of goods for your products. We are going to get back to that. But at Sellerboard, we have a specific way, which is called cost of goods by period. And that means that, for example, you have situations when you bought a product and you had a price for this specific product at the moment. So you had a batch and you put it into sales, and afterwards, after some time passed and your stocks went low, you need to reorder this product, but the price is different. So now you have to change your cost of goods. But if you use a static or a fixed way of entering your cost of goods, then if you change your current cost of goods for the new batch, then all of your calculations will change retrospectively. So that's not a very accurate way to calculate your cost of goods. So we have a different system. You can create batches. So for example, this batch that was ordered in the first place has one price, and then when you reorder, you can enter another price, and you can actually account for the remainder of the stock from the previous batch. So we're going to get to that in a minute. Finishing here with all of the data, as you can see, the final thing that, of course, and the expenses. So we have a whole module here for your expenses, and we are going to talk also about them, but this is a very important topic. Besides the fees from Amazon and beside your cost of goods and your advertising costs, most likely you have also additional expenses that you need to take into account in order to have more accurate calculations. For example, like photo shootings or accounting services or office rent or stuff like that, that some of the times sellers not really take into account, but this is really important stuff. And we have the tool to take it also into consideration. So coming back here, as I mentioned, these are the tiles. You can actually not only limit yourself to these particular periods, you can select custom periods, custom ranges, or select some of them predefined options right here. You can select different marketplaces if you work in different marketplaces. You can actually click on compare to see a comparison of this data right here. So if I had sales, then I will have sales for today and yesterday, the units for today and yesterday. So this is a quick way to compare different periods if you need to do that. Yeah, and you also, of course, you can do searches and filter out specific products or orders that you want to analyze. So this is the tiles from the top view, and coming back here to the bottom, you have a general spreadsheet with all of the products or orders for this selected period. So you can, of course, configure this spreadsheet and select the KPIs that you want to reflect on the spreadsheet. For example, you want to introduce the cost of goods So you will have it here. Or you want to also include the expenses that are linked to a particular product. We're going to discuss that also in a minute. What you also have here, besides all of the KPIs like units, refunds, sales, ads, stuff like that, of course, the bestseller rank, the BSR, you have the general info pulled from the inventory module. So you have the FBA stock. This is information that we get from Amazon. We pull it via API. You have your cost of goods that you entered in the product tab, and you have linked to your Amazon account for this particular product. So yeah, this is the information from the profit dashboard. But we would not only have the tiles view, we have several more views to give you the option to analyze the data in different ways. For example, we have the chart, which is basically a graphic representation of the KPIs that you want to analyze. So you can always go back to the list of KPIs and throw in any particular KPI on this chart to analyze month by month how it is performing and really understand, how well you're doing in comparison of previous months and the current month. And maybe you want to select several KPIs and throw them on the chart. This is the chart view. Then you have the P&L view. So the P&L is the profit and loss view, which is basically a general overview of your Amazon business in numbers. So this is like a giant spreadsheet that contains all of your KPIs month by month. And having this, you can very easily understand how well are you performing in different areas of your Amazon business. So for example, how well you're performing in terms of advertising costs, that maybe they're rising, and you need to address that and see why is that happening. Maybe you have campaigns that need to be optimized, or maybe you have a rise in refund costs, or maybe you have some problems with different types of products. So you need to understand where was the increase and how the trend goes. So this is a quick way to understand how well you're doing in different areas. So I suggest you pay attention to the profit and loss analysis right here. Right. Without going into too much details, I will also show you that we have the trends view. This is basically a tool that will help you, for example, analyze top 3 performance or worst 3 performance products, because this is product by product. It's taken a while here to load. And you can actually go ahead and select the KPI that you are interested in, for example, the bestseller rank, and you will have your products arranged month to month, the data for each month, and you will have the trend right here for this particular KPI. So this is also a good way to see how your particular products are performing and really understand where you're going with them. For example, analyzing the BSR might really show you how well you're performing in terms of market share. I mean, are you eating up more market, or are you losing market share? So with a specific product and listing. So this is a good way to see it. Yep. So this is the trends view. I think that considering the fact that we want also to go into tools, and I really want to show you how they work, besides the profit dashboard, I'm going to probably stop here or only show you one more thing, that you have the option to, yes, one last thing, sorry. You have the option to group your products or group your orders, for example, by ASIN, parent, marketplace, or brand. So you can compare groups. Let's say you have different brands, product with different brands. You want to compare their performance, not by product, by group. So you can also do that. Yeah, probably this is one last feature I wanted to show you. Let me just take a quick pause for a second. I wanted to tell you that Sellerboard is actually very easy to connect to your Amazon account. Once you connect it, it will take about 2 hours, depending on how many sales you had, the volume of data that we need to pull and analyze. And after a few hours, you will have already the possibility to see the basic numbers regarding sales, orders, units. If you connected your PPC API, you will have information regarding your PPC campaigns. And the first probably thing you need to do after you connect your Amazon account to Sellerboard, you need to go and take care of the cost of goods so we can start the calculations. So I'm going to show you how it's done. You just go here to the products tab. And in the products tab, you have all your products right here. And you have the option to enter your cost of goods. And as I mentioned earlier, you have the option to enter the cost of good as a constant, which is a very good way to start, to quickly start. And you have the option to enter your information by period and batch. And this is something I want to show you right now, how it's done. So let's go back to the situation when you have different changing prices, because, you know, as you know, prices always change. Economy goes up and down, and you might have same products, for example, with different manufacturing costs or maybe different logistic costs, and all of that adds up to your cost of goods and the way they fluctuate. So let's analyze this. As you can see, here are two batches. Let's leave only one batch just for comparison. I have a period right here. For some reason, it's way back from 2018. It's the demo account. I really don't know why, but it doesn't matter for this particular example. So as you can see, I have a cost of good which consists of different elements of the cost. So I have manufacturing, shipping, PayPal fee, clearance, inspection, and everything costs something. So for example, I have the manufacturing fee, which is 60 cents per one unit. I have the shipping fee, which is total $3,000 for a total of 2,000 units. So, and now this number is divided and added to the cost of goods per unit. And also, if I have, for example, a PayPal fee, let's say $30, pardon, I just wanted to save that. And I think that I saved this data to the demo account. So I have to reload it. Sorry about that. I'm going to switch back to the account in a second. Yep, okay. So what I wanted to show you is that you actually have different cost elements. And you can add all of them here, select whether it's per unit or per a whole batch, and then if it's per whole batch, then the cost will be divided by the number of units in your batch, and you will have your cost of goods per unit calculated. And then when the prices change, when you will need to reorder and you have a different price, you just click add new period, you select the date. So let's say I will place I'm planning to place this date is the day I place the products into sales on my Amazon account. So let's say it will be tomorrow, Friday. Okay, so I add a new batch. As you can see, it's from today to infinity for now. All of the calculations that will be done with this product from tomorrow to infinity will have this cost of goods, which is right now at 0, and I need to adjust that. So let's say the new manufacturing cost has risen to 0.65. For example, the shipping is now $3.50 per 2,000 units, and so it will be divided. And as for the rest of the components, let's leave them at 0. So I have a new cost of goods for this unit, which is now 0.83. And you can have a situation when, in this case, if I will start selling this product tomorrow with the new price, I might still have some quantity of the product from a previous batch. So I just click here, I check this box, and I indicate how many products I have from the previous batch. Let's say I have 150 products, and the new batch is at 2,000 units. So what Sellerboard will do, that it will take into consideration during the next sales that will be done 150 units with the old price, and then it will start calculating all of the rest with the new price. So this actually makes your calculations more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you can do this for different, of course, different marketplaces.
Just starting off quick.
Sure.
So it does not even out the price, right? It's not gonna take the highest price, the lowest price, and do like an even price. They actually, you tell them how many units you have left with the old price, and then how many units you have for the new price. That's good.
Yes. Okay, so this is the way it works. Yep. So another thing that you can do here in the products tab, you can actually create tags. This is very convenient when you have the necessity to compare the products or group them, and you can create your personalized tags and use them in the future for reference when you work with Sellerboard. Yep. So this is the thing that you do after you connect your Sellerboard account to your Amazon account. So when you have done that, you basically have pretty much all of the basic info entered to have the main calculations done. And if you want to go into more detail and make your calculations more accurate, then the next thing I suggest doing is going to the expenses tab. So probably you all can think of indirect expenses that you have. As I mentioned earlier, for example, photo shootings, you have maybe people that help you with some stuff like, do listing optimization for you, or you have text consultants, or you have some software like Sellerboard, for example, which is also something you pay for. So when you have all of these different costs, additional costs, let's call them indirect expenses, you need to take them into account. As you can see, I have a complete list right here of the expenses that were added previously. And when I want to add a new expense, I just press right here on add. And let's say I have office rent that I need to pay monthly, for example. So I'm going to say that this is office rent. Let's say I pay for the office $1,000 per month. Right here, I'm going to say that it's monthly. It's a monthly expense, and it will be repeated monthly. I will say when I will start. So let's assume I will start using rent tomorrow. And then imagine a situation when you have a big payment that is done, for example, monthly. Let's say tomorrow will be the first day when I will make this big payment. And if I take into account this a large sum of money for a specific day, then during this particular day, I will have a very big discrepancy in numbers because it's a one-time payment that I'm doing in a certain day. So in order to get rid of that and just even out your numbers so you can really understand how your one-time payment for the office rent influences your general financial performance, you can actually amortize your expenses daily. So this sum will be taken and broken into daily parts and just edit your calculations. This is a very nice way to see how your expenses influence your profits. Then, of course, you can select a category, and you can even select specific products that are related to this expense. So let's say the office rent probably is not a very good example because this is related to everything. But if I would say that I'm doing, for example, a photo shoot, or I'm doing listing optimization and I'm outsourcing these services, then I can actually select the specific products I want to add these expenses to. And then I will only have these particular expenses attributed to these products, not to all of the products from my listings. So, yep. And then, of course, you have the marketplaces because you can have different expenses for your different marketplaces depending on your business model. Once I do this, I just click save, and this expense will be, if it's a monthly expense, that it will be repeated, of course, monthly. If it's a one-time, it will only appear in your general list here once. Yep, this is the expenses tab, a very good way to make your calculations more precise. And then we have the tools. So if you're okay, Gustavo, let's go to the tools and see how we can automate some of the processes with Sellerboard. First of all, it's the PPC module. And with the PPC module, we do two main things. So first of all, we offer you a very good understanding of how well your PPC campaigns are performing. Using the PPC dashboard, you can see a general overview of your main PPC KPIs. So you can configure them here. You can see your ad spend, clicks, conversions, orders, your average CPC, or other KPIs that you are interested in. And you have all of these numbers right here for the selected period. Of course, you can customize this period, select it here and make it custom range and just see how well you're performing, your campaigns are performing overall. And down here, you have a general list of all your PPC campaigns that are active right now, with the possibility to break down to specific keywords to see their individual performance. And in the columns, you have your main KPIs, your PPC KPIs. And I want to show you an example how we do automation with PPC, because just giving you all of the PPC numbers is not the only thing that Sellerboard can help you with. So actually, let's just jump into the KPIs that are reflected here and check them out. First of all, of course, you have your total ad spend, you have your cost per click, your PPC sales. And with the PPC sales, I want to address a specific topic that probably you will be interested to know. So this is a way about the way that Amazon accounts for PPC sales. Let's imagine a situation when you have a PPC campaign running and a customer sees your ad, he clicks the ad, he goes to your listing, but he buys a different product from your listing, not the one that was advertised. So this is also considered a PPC sale attributed to this campaign, but we don't have any way to see what was the product that was bought and attributed to this PPC campaign. So when we're talking about PPC sales for a particular campaign that's, for example, set up for a particular product, that we are talking about not only this particular product that was being advertised, but also all of the other products that were sold using by the users accessing this campaign. If this makes sense. This is why we introduced this KPI, which is same SKU, all SKUs, and it's measured in percent. This is something that we can really analyze and see. So in this particular case, in this campaign, 93% of the products that were sold by PPC are actually the advertised product from this campaign, and all of their 7 products are some other products. So why is that important? Because when we have this number, then we can actually estimate the profitability of this campaign. We can really understand how many products were sold and how well this campaign is performing in terms of profitability. And of course, you have your ACOS and you have your break-even ACOS calculated for this particular campaign. And I want just to try and touch 3 topics about, 3 different strategies how you can do optimization for your PPC campaigns and how Sellerboard can do that for you. So imagine, for example, that you have your break-even ACOS calculated right here. And for this particular campaign, it's at 55%, which is really high. I mean, you have a lot of potential here. And the ACOS here is 34%. That means that you are profitable with this campaign, and you also have room to go up, to increase your bids, to spend more with your advertising, generate more sales, and you will still be profitable. Because once you reach your ACOS levels, your break-even ACOS, then you will be at 0. Your campaigns will be at 0. It will not be profitable, but you will not be losing money still. And once your ACUS goes over your break-even ACUS, then you will start losing money. So this actually decision, where do you want to go with your ACUS, should be based on what is your product strategy right now. So maybe you have a new product that you want to introduce to the market, then probably you are or should be prepared to spend more just to get the product exposed to your customers, and then most likely your ACUS will be over your break-even ACUS. This is one strategy. It's okay to testing out new products quickly. You just fine-tune your bids in a way your ACUS to be all over your break-even ACUS. For example, another strategy is maintaining and supporting organic sales. Then you can fine-tune your bids in order for the ACUS to be at level with your break-even ACUS. And then the campaign might not be profitable, but you will have additional traction and exposure for your organic sales. And you will see, organic sales level up a bit. And the last strategy, if you really have a good position in the market and the product is well known, you can set up really profitable campaigns if you fine-tune the bids in a way to keep your ACUS below your break-even ACUS. So all of that stuff you can do with Sellerboard, and automation is something that can help you. Let's go, for example, to this campaign and see that we have the automation status right here, and the automation is on. You have three different options. You can turn it off, you can go to test, and you can use full automation when it's on. What does that mean? For example, this campaign is in test mode. That means that Sellerboard will only suggest modifications to your bids, and you will see them, and you will be able as you can see, there are 5 bid recommendations. Or actually, these are keyword recommendations, because for this particular campaign, the keyword automation is set up. And for this campaign, the bid automation is set up. So I have one recommendation, but it's on full automation. And the changes and the recommendations are instantly applied. I don't need to go through them and check them. Yes. So, okay, let's see how it works. I am going to edit the settings for automation. And I have 3 main tabs right here. So it's bid automation, keyword automation, and the new feature that we are testing out right now in beta is the keyword automation. It's for ASIN targeting. So it's also a good feature if you want to analyze the activity of your competitors, for example, and see which strategies for PPC are performing better for particular ASINs. Okay, so coming back to the bid automation, this is a checkbox you need to check to turn it on. And first, you need to choose your optimization goal. So you have 2 options, and you have your target margin and your target ACUS. And based on the method that I described a bit earlier with working with your ACUS and break-even ACUS, this is where you can really set up, for example, for the first campaign, knowing that it has a 55% break-even ACUS calculated, I know that I am safe with going up to, for example, 45% just to generate more sales. I will still be profitable, so I want, to make the bids higher and try to get more exposure for the product. So I'm okay and safe with setting to 45% my target ACUS. And then I will choose the bid optimization strategy. So what is this? It's basically how aggressive the bids will be changed. You have the fast, slow, moderate options, or you can create a custom velocity or speed for your bid changes. And you have 2 main things that are adjusted here, your clicks that are taken into consideration before the bid is changed. For example, when you have 5 clicks that influence your PPC performance, and then after 5 clicks, a bid is changed. And the bid might not be changed instantly from X to Y or Z. You can divide it into steps, just to make the transition smoother and not have all of your numbers jump like crazy. Because if you have this transition, then it will go more smoother and slightly just affect the numbers. So if you go fast, these are the recommended numbers. If you go really slow, you can just analyze up to 20 clicks and just play it safe. You can even set up a minimum and maximum bid here, just really to take control and be sure that you will not go over the limit or under the limit. And this is basically
whatever we put there, you override the data we have on Amazon, right?
Yes, exactly. So another thing we can do is automate some stuff with the keywords, and we have two main things here. The first one is you can clear your campaigns of badly performing keywords.
Nice.
So this is a nice feature to help you spend less money with keywords that don't actually sell. You can specify how many clicks you want to take into account with no sales. So let's say if I had 10 clicks for a particular keyword and it generated 0 sales, then I will transfer this keyword to negative and just leave it out of the equation. And I can just specify whether it must be an exact match or it's a phrase for the keyword. And yep, this is way to clean out your PPC campaigns out of bad keywords. Another thing we can do is help you with keyword harvesting. For example, if you maybe know or use it, keyword harvesting is basically setting up automated campaigns in Amazon that will help you find keywords for particular PPC searches. And what we can do, we can analyze those campaigns and see which keywords are performing best and pull them out of those campaigns and transfer them to the actual advertising campaigns that are advertising the product. So you can specify where's your campaign at that is advertising the specific product, and we can transfer the keywords there automatically. So this is a good tool if you are really working with keyword harvesting. Okay, so this is the main PPC module functionality, the dashboard here with all of the KPIs that you can see, analyze, break down to campaigns and keyword level, and also the optimization options that I showed you. And then let's go further. We just checked out the products page, the expenses page. The next thing, the next feature, the lifetime value of the product. Imagine a situation when you have customers returning for a particular product, or maybe you have products that are sold in more than one unit, in several units to one particular customer. Then you can plan, if you calculate your lifetime value, you can plan your customer acquisition cost. What does actually that mean? So lifetime value is the all of the value that you can gain from a particular customer during his whole lifetime. And why is that important? Because, for example, if you have some customer acquisition costs and you know that with the first sales, you're not going to generate too much revenue for yourself, too much profit. But if you are sure that this product will generate a second sale and a third sale for a specific customer, then you can spend more with the first sale because you will know that with the second sale, you will be profitable. And with the third sale, you will be profitable. But with the second and the third sale, you will not have the same customer acquisition cost because you already attracted this customer once, and then this will pay off. So you can plan these customer acquisition costs. You only paid once, but your customer returns. So if this is something that is close to your business model, the lifetime value dashboard can help you with that. You have your products right here. You have your lifetime value calculated for your products and different periods, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, where you, in value and in units. So right here, for example, you can see that for this particular product, we have people returning for it like 3 times in the last 3 months, or maybe it's sold in more than 1 unit. So if you calculate your customer acquisition costs per unit, then you can understand how you can distribute those costs and really stay profitable and plan it for the future. So this is also a tool that takes a little bit of time to really dig into it and understand how it works, but it can really help you plan, you know, and well, it can be really useful for you. The next one is the cash flow dashboard. This tool is interesting for people that are really, want to have a bird's eye view of their business and understand what is coming into the business, what is pouring out. You can take into account stuff like investments, your payouts from your business, your purchasing of goods when you have large sums of money going to purchase the goods, and the dividends from your business. So it can take all of that into account and analyze it, of course, in different time periods, and really understand where your cash is going. Not going to jump into too many details with this tool because I want to show you the other ones. I hope that maybe you have interest, you can explore it yourself.
Okay.
So you also have the option to export reports in different slices, time frames, or for different types of data. Could that be possible? Maybe you want to share your data with someone, or maybe just to want to do your own analysis in Excel or whatever. This is really helpful. All of the data from the dashboard is available for export. So now we go further to the next module, which is the inventory module, and I'm really excited always to present this module because the inventory is something that we've recently updated. It's just been, like a month. It's still part of it is in beta, but we have really nice feedback from this this module. So let me get into it and show you how it works. So let's think for a second about your inventory, about stocks. So what risks do you have as an Amazon seller? So the main risk that is running out of stock for a product that will have demand and not being able to sell it when others will be selling this product. So you really need to understand how to set up a system that will help you stay in stock and not, just find yourself in a situation when you're just out of stock and you're not selling. And the inventory planner is something that can really help you with that. Let me show you how it works. So the inventory planner, first of all, it has the basic numbers of where your stock is currently located at. For example, you have your value in money, how much stock you have in your FBA stock right now in the warehouse, how much money you have in the prep stock, in your prep center if you use one, how much money you have in your ordered products, how much money you have in total in stock, and how much you can potentially sell and how much profit you can potentially make with all of this stock. So this is the basic information right here in the top. And then you have the breakdown for all of your products. Let's just analyze real quick the columns and the data that we have right here. First of all, you have the FBA stock. This is the data that we pull from your Amazon account. If you have reservations of products, they will be reflected here. You have your stock value for this particular product. And then you have the main KPI that Sellerboard calculates in inventory-wise, and it's the adjusted sales velocity, which is basically the number of units you sell per day for a particular product. So it takes a bit of time to calculate, just to enter the basic stuff for a particular product. But once it's calculated, then you really can get all of the potential from this dashboard and from this tool. And the potential, let me just talk about the potential first. Why do you need this? Why do you need to understand how many units you sell per day? Because you can, in this way, if you have this KPI calculated, you can know how many days of stock you have left for a particular product. And if you know that, then you can know how many days you have until next order. And if you have that, you can set up an automated alert that will come to your email and say, hey, you have a product that will run out of stock in 7 days. Probably it's a good idea to reorder now. Because once you set up the adjusted sales velocity, and let me show you how it's done. You just click here and go to this pop-up window, and you have several tabs let me start with the manufacturing and logistics tab. So here you enter the periods for different phases of the product being either bought or produced and the product getting to your FBA warehouse. So first of all, this is the manufacturing time, which is basically how much time does your supplier need to produce the product. Let's say, for example, it's 2 weeks, 14 days. Then you must specify if you use a prep center or not. And if you do, you enter the period required to get the product from the manufacturer to the prep center in days, and then also how many days it takes for the product to get from the prep center to the FBA warehouse. So let's say it's 2 days. After that, this is the basic info. You can go with this, but if you want to go into more detail, and if you really have a very good understanding of your business, you can make your calculations and your estimates and your forecasts even more accurate. Let's jump into the forecast tab. So first of all, why is this KPI called adjusted sales velocity? Because you can adjust it. If you know that, for example, for this KPI to be calculated, Sellerboard looks at your sales data from the past and analyzes all of this data to see how fast was this product actually sold. And if you know that there are time periods that are more relevant in data regarding sales for this product, you can actually specify this here. So you can say in the weight column, you can say, okay, stuff that was happening 180 days ago, it's not relevant at all. I'm going to input a 0 here. Pardon, 0%. 2 months ago, 60 days, 0%. A month ago, the situation was more relevant. Stuff that was happening more sales-wise. A month ago, the situation was more relevant. Let's say it's 10% from the total result. 7 days ago, even more relevant. So let's say it's 20% that in relevancy for the final calculations. But the most relevant data is the freshest one for me. For example, if I know the real situation of the business. So for the last 3 days, I will indicate a weight of 70%, and all of this will be added up, and if your sales velocity will become adjusted to your understanding of the business. Another thing that you can account for is the seasonality. So if you have a seasonal product, for example, it's sunglasses or I don't know, sunscreen, or maybe umbrellas, or I don't know, any other seasonal product, you can specify your forecast for the demand for this particular product. So let's say if we're talking about products that are more in demand during hot periods of the year, then during winter, let's say I'll from a given level of 1, which is the normal level of demand, let's say I will attribute a 10%, only a 10% from the normal level to the January period. February also 10%. March, for example, I know that the demand will rise. April, I will know that the demand will rise also. And then starting as of May, let's say I will have a very large spike. And then in June, I will go to normal. In July, I will have extra demand for this particular product. I don't know, it's 130. In August, I will go also up. And then I will have just a decline in September because no one will need this product anymore. So why do I need this? Because if I will take seasonality into account, then this will influence my stock level forecast and projection. So when Sellerboard will recommend you when to reorder and how much actually to reorder, it will also take into consideration this information regarding seasonality, if you know it and understand the seasonality for your product. So this is another feature that makes Sellerboard calculations more accurate. And the last one here is actually your projected monthly growth rate. What does this mean? As a business, you probably have organic growth overall, month by month. So let's say that your overall growth, for example, is 3 or 5% month by month. And you can also take that into account and you can specify that have a projected monthly growth rate of 3%, and this will also influence the stocks that will be recommended for particular products because you are growing as a business altogether. The last thing here is the product dimensions for this particular product. Why do you need this? The box dimensions for a particular product. You will need this information because, first of all, I will show you the next thing is the purchase orders module. And once you will set up the purchase orders, when you will, it will be the time to reorder, then you already have all of the information regarding each product and the dimensions of the products, and this information will go with the order. But also Sellerboard will introduce in the time that is coming in the future, we will introduce the possibility to create FBA shipments directly from Sellerboard. And when you will have your box information, your dimensions information, it will be easier to create these FBA shipments for Amazon. Yes, so this is all of the basic info that you might enter regarding your inventory for your products. The last thing I missed here is the supplier order. So when I enter the information regarding manufacturing and logistics, one more thing that I might take into consideration and should probably do, I just missed it, is the target stock range after new order. What does this mean? This means that and by entering data here, I will tell Sellerboard that, hey, I want to have a comfortable 26 days of stock before I will need to reorder. So for how much time do I plan to make a reorder? And I can also create a buffer here. So this means that just to play it safe, I will create a period of several days in case I will have, for example, unpredicted spikes in demand. And no matter what, I need to have this buffer. So it will also be taken into consideration when all of the inventory suggestions will be made by Sellerboard. So you can enter that here. After all of this information will be applied, I will apply it. After I enter it, I will apply it. And then I will have numbers in these two columns as I showed you previously. So the two main columns in the inventory planner are days of stock left. This is something you need to pay attention to just to understand when the time to how many days, of course, you have left of stock and when the time will come to reorder. So this is the second column. As I mentioned earlier, you can set up alerts to receive specific emails with the information regarding the stock levels. And I will tell you about that in a second when we will go to the alerts tab. But right now, let me show you the other functionality and actually the new functionality of the inventory planner. So the purchase orders is the functionality that we recently introduced. And what is this? So as you saw in the planner, let me go back. First of all, you have your FBA stock information here, how many units you have in your FBA warehouse, but also you have info that you can enter manually, for example, your prep center stock and how many units are actually ordered right now, but are not yet shipped and are not yet in your stock. For example, let's say for this particular product, I just ordered 1,000 units. So when I enter this information, I just sorted out, yes, the table, but it doesn't matter. So this is my product. I have ordered 1,000 units and all of the numbers changed. The days of stock left, days until next order changed because Sellerboard already understand that they have some products ordered and the recommended periods for reordering changed. But entering all of this information and transferring this information by hand manually, for example, from ordered to prep center, when the products will actually arrive, is not that convenient, because when you have lots of products, you might miss something, and you don't want to be doing all of that work by hand. So not to do that, you can create purchase orders when you are planning new orders from your suppliers. How does that work? So first of all, you have your general information, how many purchase orders you have right now in different statuses, in draft, in ordered, or in shipped, how many units, what is the overall value of these orders, and you have all of your purchase orders listed right here at the bottom. Let's create a new purchase order, and I will show you an example of what it actually is. So when I plan to reorder a product, I create a purchase order like this. And in the top, I have different statuses of this purchase order. So first it will be in draft when I will enter all the basic information. Then I will send this information to my supplier and actually place the order. And then the status of this purchase order will change to ordered. And when the order will get shipped, then the status of the purchase orders will change to shipped. And when it will arrive to the Amazon FBA warehouse, then it will be closed. And all of the information will be also transferred to the inventory planner page. So when I create this purchase order, first of all, I enter all of the basic information regarding date, estimated arrival date. The status will be draft. I select the supplier. You have a supplier tab right here. You can enter all of the information regarding your supplier. So I'm just selecting one of the suppliers from the list. I can specify the carrier, for example, the DHL, the check-in number of this particular order, and any comments if there are any. And then I select the products that are actually inside this particular order. So let's say I want to reorder this product and let's say this product. After I select the products, let me just change the supplier to one that has the dollars, the US dollars as the main currency, because for every supplier you can specify their currency, and if it differs from the main currency of your Sellerboard account, all of the recalculations will be done automatically. But just for convenience, let me choose a supplier with US dollars, so we have them here. And let's say I'm ordering these two products. First of all, I will enter how many units actually I'm ordering of this particular products, and I will specify how many units are there per box. After that, Sellerboard will divide that into number of boxes ordered. And if you remember, the information regarding the box dimensions is already here. And after that, I will have my total manufacturing cost in the main currency. So let's say if I have the total manufacturing cost here that I enter per unit, then it will be multiplied by the number of units, and I will have a total manufacturing cost, or vice versa. If I enter, for example, total manufacturing cost for the whole batch, for the whole number of units, let's say I order 1,000 units, and I will have a manufacturing cost right here that will be $2,000. Then this sum will be divided, and a manufacturing cost per unit will be calculated. And then what I need to do next is add all of the additional costs that I will have here. These are transportation costs. Let's say, okay, shipping cost. Let's say $500 I will pay for shipping. I can also select the way I will attribute this cost per product. For example, it can be by weight, by manufacturing cost, or to specific products. For example, the shipping applies to both of the products that I have in my purchase order, but maybe I need to do, let's say, a quality check. Yes, why not? A quality check. And I know that I need to do the quality check. It will cost me like $200. This is just for reference, but it will only apply to one of the products from my purchase order, not to all of the products. So I can apply this here. And after I did this, I have all my additional transportation costs that I specified. they will be transferred here.
Okay.
So this is the transportation cost per unit and will be added to my total cost per unit.
So the total cost, but the total cost per unit now it's going to be the cost of goods, right? If I go to the product page, it's going to be my cost of goods, right?
Exactly, but only after the product will be shipped to your FBA warehouse. So how do we know when that will happen? By changing the statuses right here. So right now, this purchase order is in draft. And what I will do, I will save it. Pardon, I'm just moving the Zoom window right here. Yeah. So I will save it. Just press save. Yes, it will ask me if I'm sure. Of course, I'm sure. And then I can export this order, all of this information that contains here. I can actually even attach additional files. Let's say, for example, you have design files, or you have linked to this order, or you have quality control instructions that you are also linked to this order. I can attach all of that to this particular order, select the files that I need, and then export an archive file and send it out to the supplier. So it's easier to do it this way. Then you will set all of the information regarding the order, the products, and the additional information with one email. So we can export that and send it out to the supplier. So let's say you've done it and the order is placed. You receive the confirmation from the supplier that the order is placed. Then you change the status of this purchase order to ordered and you click save. Once you do that, Sellerboard will ask you if you want to make changes to the planner page.
That's good.
So if you check this box and click save, and then you go back to your planner page, that I will do it just in a second. Remember these two products that we just added to ordered, that we just ordered, right? When I will go back to the planner page, then I will have, let's sort this out. I will have these products. I just added more to this particular product to the ordered, and I think ordered also this product. So I will have numbers in these columns transferred from my purchase order to these columns, and I will know that I have some products ordered for this particular, some stock ordered for this particular product. And then what happens next? I have a purchase order. Now it's in ordered status. Let's say some time passes and the products from this order are shipped. Then I will change the status to shipped. Why do we need to have this status? Because sometimes you need to make adjustments to the costs. Maybe you needed additional transportation, maybe inbound transportation, or maybe some boxes were damaged and need to account for those costs. So at this point, you can go to the transportation costs and add any additional costs. For example, inbound transportation, let's say $100. You can save it. The info will be updated. So after that, yes, I will also make the changes to the planner page. If, for example, I received less stock than I ordered, and less stock was actually shipped. So I can also change these numbers right here just to keep them accurate. And after that, when the products are shipped and actually shipped to your FBA warehouse, finally, you change the products, the status of the purchase order to closed and hit save. And once you do that, first of all, Gustavo, the thing that you asked me, you check this box. And when you know that these products were actually shipped to your FBA warehouse, you can specify a date when they will be put into sales and will be available on your Amazon listings. And starting with this date, all of the costs that we just entered and they were added together and were distributed between your products, they will be your actually cost of goods. So you don't need to enter all of that information. You already had it from the very beginning, knowing the manufacturing costs and all of the cost elements that were also added to the manufacturing cost, like transportation, like customs clearance and stuff like that. So this is very helpful when you have a process set up and you don't need to go into different places and do different stuff, you know, like transfer status for particular products, and just you remember what were the cost of goods and what were the cost elements. You have it in one place. And also you can make adjustments to your inventory planner page. So you have two options, whether you want to make adjustments in the ordered column. So that means that the data that was in the ordered column will be subtracted, because all of this merchandise is no longer ordered, it's already been shipped. So you want to subtract the data from the ordered column. And you can also, if you just leave this box, then it will be subtracted from your ordered column, but thinking that this stock will be added to your FBA warehouse automatically, because Amazon will receive this merchandise and it will place these products, and it will place it into your FBA numbers, FBA stock numbers. But if you are using a prep center instead, then you can check this box, and the data from the ordered column will be transferred to the prep center, but not to the FBA numbers. So FBA stock, pardon. So this depends whether you are using a prep center or not. So let's say if you're not using, then these numbers will be divided from the order column, and your FBA levels will be updated by Amazon. So one last thing I wanted to show you here, that you can actually link these purchase orders to your FBA shipments, your existing FBA shipments. So once you, for example, have your purchase order set up, you can link it to an FBA shipment. And once you press that button, you have all your FBA shipments right here. And you can select which one is actually related to this purchase order. That's nice. Why do you need that? Because when you will do that, then when we will introduce the, as I said, the functionality to create FBA shipments straight from the Sellerboard account, then you will have the numbers linked together, and all of the info from the Amazon site will also be taken into account and updated automatically here. We will not need to wait for Amazon to do the updates. So let me go to the next step, which is the FBA shipments. I just show it to you, but I really want to show you why it might be helpful. Because first of all, there are some cases when Amazon does not receive all of the stock that was actually sent out by your supplier. So in these cases, you will have discrepancies. Like over here, you have the status of these FBA shipments. As you can see, the first two are still receiving. So it's not a problem that you still haven't received 70% of this FBA shipment, because it's still receiving. And probably it will be also supplied to 100%, let's hope. But as you can see in the third row, we have a problem, because the status of the FBA shipment, it's already closed. That means that Amazon finished receiving the shipment, but it only received 8% of the overall number of products that was declared by the supplier. So you have a warning right here. Once again, you can link this type of events to your alerts dashboard, and you will have automatic emails sent out to you that you have problems that need to be addressed. And how you can do that, you can go right here and view this FBA shipment and see which products and how many of them were ordered and were received actually. So you can see here in percentage that only 5% of this product was actually received from the number that was ordered, and this number of percent differs for different products. So what do you need to do next in case you have such cases? You need to go to your Seller Central account and open up a claim, contact support, Amazon support, and see what's the problem there. So this is the FBA shipments tab from the inventory module. Then the last thing here is the suppliers tab. Well, you can enter all your basic information regarding your main suppliers and just, have it in one place and use it later when you will be creating purchase orders. This is the inventory module. I think we'll go to the next one. Basically, we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
The next one is the autoresponder, which is basically a way which we call the review request automation. So you being Amazon sellers, I don't need to stress the importance of having reviews on your listings. You probably know that because you need that social credibility for your customers. They need to come and see that some people already bought your products and they can trust you. So reviews are really helping you sell. It's a must-have. And in order to generate reviews, first of all, you have the basic functionality inside your Amazon Seller Central. There's the button to request a review that Amazon provides for each order. But using this button for all of your orders might not be that convenient. So this is why we have this tool that is using the same functionality from your Amazon Seller Central account, but we automate this process. So you can create with the autoresponder, you can create automated email campaigns which will be sent out to the customers that bought your product, and you will request reviews in an organic way with no risk to get banned by Amazon because it's their own functionality. It's just automated on our side. So how does that work? You have these campaigns right here that have different status, as you can see. Some of them are inactive or in test or active. The active campaigns are sending out review request emails automatically. And let's check out how they look from the inside. How are they set up? So first of all, you have, of course, when you set up a new review request campaign, you have a name for it. You select the status, how you want it to be from the very beginning, where you will select when do you want to start, and whether you want to the campaign to work in a particular period, or for example, start tomorrow and go to infinity. Then
Can I start from a previous date?
A previous date.
I want to get orders from, I don't know, 30 days. I start sending emails to orders from 30 days ago. Can I do that?
Yes, you can go retrospectively. So you can select the period when which orders need to be taken into account. This is basically it. Yes. So the short answer is yes. Then you can just do some targeting, of course. So you can, for example, send your review request only to repeat customers, or only to new customers, or both. One of the things with the repeat customers is that they are more likely to give you a positive review because they came back actually for your products to you. So that means that they have a positive attitude. So this is one of the strategies that you can get good reviews. You can exclude, for example, the orders that you don't want to or the customers that you want to contact. For example, the ones that left negative or neutral seller feedback. And also you can specify which products are targeted for these particular campaigns. Let's say in this campaign, I'm just creating a review request for this particular product, or I can apply it to all products. And the last thing is the fact that you can use an Amazon template for the email, but you can also create your own template if you need to. So this is the editor for your template. You can create custom text. You can actually create nicknames for your products, because as you know, the names for the products in Amazon are always SEO friendly, but it not always looks the best for the customer, not always too customer friendly. So what you can do, you can go here to this tab. Okay, I'm sure I want to exit. You can go to this this products tab, and you can create nicknames for all of your products. You can just call them how they should be called, and then use these names in your emails rather than using, you know, brown paper box,
Item,
11
yeah.
by 5 by 2 centimeters. So the autoresponder tool is a great way to get reviews for your listings, which is very important. Going further, the money back feature is actually a set of tools that you can use to get some money back from Amazon in case that it owes you money. And there are several scenarios when that can happen. So first of all, you have your lost and damaged inventory, because Amazon sometimes loses or damages your inventory, your stock. And if that happens, you need to check that. So Sellerboard can create a report. First thing, you need to download the report for this type of lost and damaged inventory. It's just a spreadsheet that contains the information regarding these products, and then contact seller support. And in order to contact the seller support about it, we also have a template that we will provide you.
Nice.
You will need only to attach the report and use the information from the template just to send it out to the support. And we have an estimation right here. Just you need to take into account that this estimation is something that we calculate based on the numbers that we get, but it's always up to Amazon actually to fulfill your request or not, depending on what the real situation is. So this is just an estimation, but you can get a rough understanding of how much you can get in return. The other case, for example, are the returns, because sometimes customers apply for reimbursements and not actually return the products back to the FBA warehouse. And in this case, when you are charged by Amazon for the return and you do not get the product back in your FBA warehouse, it's not placed back into being sold, then you need to get this money back and get reimbursement from Amazon. So we also can create a report to see whether there are such cases or not, and also a template to contact the Seller Central support. So basically it's the same scheme. And the last thing, but not least, are the FBA fee changes, because sometimes Amazon wrongly measures your product and applies a different fee to your product, or maybe places your product in a different category, which is wrong. So in these cases, you can also create a report when these events happened, for example, changes in dimensions or changes in fees per particular product or changes in categories. And with this report, you can also send it out to the Amazon Seller Central and just ask them to verify, to do remeasurements or verify whether the changing or the category of the product was legitimate or not. So this is also a way to get some money back, because if there's been sometime, let's say several months, you discover that for several months your product was wrongly charged with an additional fee because it was wrongly measured, then in this case you can apply for reimbursement, and the fee will be recalculated. The difference will be sent out to you if it's really legitimate. Nice. So this is a way that we can help. Then the next feature, and probably the last that I'll be talking about today, are the alerts, which is actually a very important feature, because there are a lot of important events inside your Amazon business that are taking place, and you need to really always keep an eye on these events. And there are several main directions in which we work with the alerts feature. First of all are the listing changes. Let's say the names on your listings change, or the descriptions on your listing change, or the images change, or maybe first of all, if these events happen, you need to understand whether it's legit or not, because it may be some fraudulent activity. There may be hijackers or piggyback riders, and you need to address this situation because it will influence of course your position and your sales. And so if there are some changes on the listings, you need to see what's up with that. And the alerts feature has all of this information, all of these events set up. So whether, for example, you have cases when your brand changed, your listing was closed, or listing text changed, or listing title changed, different events that are linked to listings. You can set up an alert which will be either it will either come up as a notification inside your Sellerboard account or be sent out as an email. And you can also actually specify different emails or several emails for specific events. So for example, if you work in a team and someone takes care of the inventory, then you can set up automated email alerts about restocks, because it's also an event that you can track in the alerts feature.
And can I specify the alert to specific ASIN or SKU? So let's say, so I don't want to have an alert for a buy box lost for all my products, right?
Mhm.
500 items on my catalog. But for my private label, I want to make sure I don't lose the buy box. So can I specify an alert for like a buy box lost for a specific ASIN or a specific SKU in my catalog or not? It's either all or none.
Okay, so the question is whether you can set up an alert for a particular product, right?
Yeah.
This is a good question. I don't think you do. But it would be a great feature.
Okay.
Thanks for the advice. I will pass it out to the product team. I think that it's something that might be useful.
Yeah.
So let's call it, just a second, I will take a note. It's alert for specific product. Very nice, Gustavo. Thank you for the idea. Yep. Okay. So yep. Other types of events that happen and you can get notified about, as I said earlier, are, for example, the changes in listings, are the stock alerts when you will be running out of stocks in a short period, and you need to be notified about that. Also, the changes in fees when you have products that have different fees, and there maybe changes in categories. And yes, you can go ahead and set up events, alerts for all of these events. And you have actually a log right here when you have detailed information about all of these events. For example, here the FBA fee changed, and you can see from what fee to what fee you have changes, and for what product did the fee change, and when did it happen. So we have detailed information here in the log about all of the changes for particular events that you've set up. So this is the alerts feature. Actually, I probably will also show you one more thing. You have the users feature. Sellerboard gives you the opportunity to connect, first of all, several Amazon accounts, if you have several accounts, and switch between them without having to enter your login information all of the time.
Okay.
And also, you have the option to create several users for your account, and you can actually go ahead and specify their rights. Okay. That means that you can manage permissions and say, okay, for this user, I want to show and give access to all of the functionality of Sellerboard. This is the main user, like the owner of the account. And this particular user should only have access to the inventory planner, for example, or only to the PPC module. If, for example, it's someone that's doing your PPC optimization, like on outsourcing,
That's nice.
type of collaboration, not to give access to all of your account. So you can manage these permissions, and this might come in real handy. Yep, I think that this is basically it. You can also set up your tax VAT information if that's relevant for you, if you are working in European marketplaces. There are different ways we calculate VAT, but we can account for all of that. And also you can connect right here in the settings your external marketing channels that I was talking about at the very beginning. And yeah, this is basically it. Maybe Gustavo, if you have any questions,
Yeah, so I
you can address
appreciate it. So it's way beyond what I expected.
them.
So yeah, I mean, the PPC campaign, it's amazing. I didn't know. I know you guys had it, but I never, I mean, dig into it. So I didn't know about the automation. I can't wait. I mean, as soon as you finish the call, I'm gonna go to my PPC campaign and start working on it. So
Nice.
I think you cover pretty much everything. I just have a few questions. Okay.
Sure, Gustavo.
Uh, first, when are you guys planning on add the Walmart marketplace to it?
Uh, it's in the pipeline, but it's not really close to be taken into development right now. So probably it's a long-term plan, but now not in the near future. We will probably not be releasing it in the next half year at least.
Oh wow, okay. Second one, it's about the shipping cost for FBM, for merchant fulfill orders.
Yes.
Every time I go there, I have a few FBM orders and it says auto. So I have two questions. If you purchase the label, the shipping label, outside, let's say, through an API, through ShipStation, so
Yes.
you not get the cost of this, you not get this cost, right?
Right.
The cost is not going to take into effect. But if I purchase inside Amazon, you go to my cost there, correct?
Yes, if you will make the purchase of the label inside Amazon, that it will be the cost will be transferred, so you will have it when you auto mode.
So if you do through ShipStation or Vico, you will not be there. And so, correct if I'm wrong. If I have the shipping costs at the product itself, and then I have the shipping costs at the, let's say on that block that says like all the purchases that I all the labels that I purchased. So you like duplicate the costs, right? That's why it's on auto or not.
Yes, exactly, because the costs are duplicated. So when it's set on auto, then the system will know that it will have to subtract, just not to duplicate the data. That's why it's set on auto.
So, but is there a way to input the cost to each item? So if I want to say, you know, this item it costs me $398 to ship, instead of auto, just actually input the cost there.
A way to enter the FBA FBM shipping
The
cost
FBM, the
separately.
shipping cost. Yeah, the FBM shipping cost, it says auto.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the auto, actually put the shipping cost there.
I think that in the current version that we have right now in the demo account, I cannot show you that, but just give me a second. Maybe I can have access to another account right now. Yes, you have the option. Just it's a quick answer. You have the option, but I'm afraid I will not be able to show you right now how it's done. I need access to a real account.
No, if I do have the option, I can just go and figure it out.
Let's do it this way. For this question, I might need to just to make a short instructional, let's say Loom or just a quick GIF and send it out to you separately because I won't be able to get access to it right now.
Okay.
If that's okay.
No, that's fine. Now for the FBA.
Yes.
I know you have options. So FBA, if you go to settings, so if you don't do nothing, it will take the cost of FBA and divide by the number of products, by the volume, by the weight, I don't know. Also, is there a way to, instead of divide by the number of products, just having like as an expense, or do I have to do this manually if we decide to?
Let's take it from the beginning. So you have the FBA. You're talking about now about the
shipping cost to FBA.
The shipping cost of the FBA. Okay. So let's see it for example for last month, the shipping cost. Okay. Yes. And do you sorry, what the could you please repeat the question? What do you want to do with it?
If I'm not wrong, so the FBA. So if you go to settings,
Yes.
and then you go to the advanced, I believe, go to general, right?
Yep.
And then you go to settings there on the right side.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, it says, no, other settings, no, no, it's not there then. Go to other settings real quick. No. So it's now I don't know exactly where it is, but I know the FBA. So it will say that you take the FBA cost, you'll be divided by the number of items. So it's pretty much it goes into the items itself. So it goes into the cost of the items.
Yes.
Instead of being like an independent expense, So
yes. Okay. So I think I get it. So you mean that the overall FBA shipment costs are distributed to the products and not calculated as a separate?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, this is something we do, that we attribute to the products and divide it. But why would you need it just having it separate?
I mean, just to have like as an expense for my business, like a shipping cost expense, instead of taking out of the profit of the specific product, So
Okay. You can always, yes, you can have it as a separate point right here if you are working with a particular period and are interested in it. Of course, you have it as a separate point for all of your products for this that were sold in a particular period. So you have your shipping costs here. You can see how much was it, but if I do understand you correctly, you do not want to include it in your final profit calculations, right?
I don't want to divide by the number of items I had on that shipment. Let's say, I want to be like say, I expense that I have, just like I have, I don't know, warehouse expense. So I have like a shipping cost expense. So I have something separate. So I don't know if you can do that. Because see, it does not show like the FBA cost is there, right? But FBA shipping chargeback says it's not like a FBA like shipping. I mean, how much I pay for the FBA. So as far as I know, it divides by the number of items you had on that specific shipment.
Yes, it does. It does divide. It does divide. So, okay, I think I got your point. And yeah, good question. I can't answer it right now. The only thing I can tell you for sure is that we do not have it separately, but why I cannot tell you. So let's say the second question is FBA
Shipping costs.
Yes, shipping costs as a separate expense. Yes. Point.
Yeah.
Got it. Another question I will come back to you with.
Yeah. So I mean, as for me, I think you answer everything. The other question is like small and light. So are you guys accounting for the small and light fee?
Small and light fee? Yes, we do.
So you account for small and light fee. Okay. Well, I don't know if anybody else has a question. You wanna ask quick? The mic is open.
I'd like to ask a question. It's related to small and light. That's I feel sometimes the Sellerboard takes time to upload the fee. Is that normal? Because how Sellerboard will make it different from each product? One product is small and light and others not, because we do not have that option, right? That like Amazon needs to send that information to you guys.
Yes, of course. So we thanks for the question, first of all, Emmanuel.
Sure, thank you.
We pull this information with the other from Amazon via API. If you are asking about how much time it takes to pull this information, well, the dashboard is live. Actually, we access all of the data point like every 15 minutes. And only the PPC module is a bit heavier, but it's a problem on the Amazon side. Right there, I think we can access the PPC data once in 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. But regarding everything else, including the information about fees, we update the data every 15 minutes, and it's something we pull from Amazon.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
Can I ask you? Can I ask him? Hi,
Sure,
can you hear me?
sure, Paulo. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question, like Gustavo asked you before, but it's about eBay.
Okay.
eBay for orders. So I know I check in there, I see the shipping as a zero cost, but we are shipping from ShipStation. Is there any way to update that cost on eBay orders?
So if I got your question correct, is there a way to account for shipping costs for eBay orders?
But he's shipping he's using ShipStation. He's not shipping directly from eBay.
Ah, okay, I got it. No, at the moment there is no way to account for that.
I understand. So we need to do manually.
Yes, but let me also add it to the list. Let's see.
ShipStation I know has a report, just
There is no way
okay.
you do like a upload from like a CVS file.
Yeah, that's the point. Thank you.
If
Like
we
you have the order number with just the 2 columns, order number and the cost of the shipping, and you just uploaded the
Spreadsheet.
Sellerboard. Yeah, like a spreadsheet.
a spreadsheet, yes. So you can upload the let me show you in the products tab. You can do that, but you can do this for your overall cost of goods. Here you can upload a spreadsheet and do it automatically.
The problem is we buy shipping from ShipStation, but we also have Walmart, Amazon, and eBay, the same accounts. So it's much better if we can separate. So you don't have a Walmart right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe
So
I think that the best solution would be having a way to get the API from ShipStation. So you could get all the costs. I mean, all the shipment costs you have on ShipStation accounted on the expense tab, something like this, on the daily tab.
Yes.
For the FBA for Amazon shipping labels would be like a ShipStation shipping labels.
That would be ideal
Yeah.
if we could access the API info from that and pull it automatically. It will be yes, it will be accounted for.
Yeah, that would be
yes. But right now, if I got your question correctly, if there would be a way to upload the CSV file with the information regarding shipping for that is done from the ShipStation for eBay also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me type that also in. I'm not sure that we can do that right now, but it would be a very good option.
Yeah, this helps a lot. Thank you.
Because some products we don't have a good price on Amazon. ShipStation.
Got it. I have this
You
question
know, you
mark.
got
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else? So it's already
I have another one,
in the morning.
if it's possible, right?
Sure. Go ahead.
On the new PO way, is there a way to add SKU from eBay? Because I check in there, I just see option to add SKU from Amazon. So it's just for Amazon right now? On the new PO option.
Yes, in the new PO, yes. For it's right now it's for Amazon.
Okay. Understand. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You have planned to add this feature to the also eBay?
Sorry, didn't get that. Once again.
Do you have planned to add that feature also for eBay? Or just group everything together? Because normally if you are doing a PO, some SKU we're gonna sell also on eBay.
Yes, got it. So the feature for the PO regarding the eBay, I think it will be available in the next coming month because there is some work for the eBay module in the pipeline. And I believe that this is also one of the points. So the connection of the PO module with the eBay.
I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Is about the Amazon donation inventory program. The Sellerboard can calculate or estimate the value that I can deduct in my taxes.
The value that you can deduct in your taxes for the donation program.
Yes.
No, I don't think we have that functionality right now for the donation program.
Okay.
Thank you for the question. So a good question. Donation program and Amazon tax deduction.
Be like a report, right? Just pull a report for like all the items that. So, anything else? Or I think it's time to let Alex go. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning there.
Hey, Gustavo, can I have a quick one?
Sure, please do.
I'm sorry, guys. Is there a way to sync the same cost with Amazon SKU and eBay? Because sometimes the same product we are selling on the two different channels.
So your question is if you can sync the costs?
Yes.
You can do that. You can sync the costs. They're actually this is there's another question that we've addressed, and the problem with the discrepancies between Amazon and what you have on eBay is the fact that we at the moment can't pull as much information from eBay that we need. And right now there is an option. I will show it to you, and I will send Gustavo a short Loom about it, how you can do it, because I need access to my real account to show you that. But short answer is yes, and I will send Gustavo probably information, and he will transfer it to you how it's done, if you're okay with that.
Appreciate that. No problem.
Sure, no problem. So send out example on syncing eBay and Amazon costs. Got it. Thank you.
All right. Well, Alex, thank you so much, and thank you for your time. It was, just like I said, was way over what I expected, and I believe, everybody enjoyed as well. I learned some good features today that I'm excited to go and try out.
Thank you, Gustavo, so much for the invitations. Guys, so much information from you also, even product ideas and maybe questions that I wasn't able to answer right now, but I will try to find answers to them and come back to Gustavo and go give instructions about them. Thanks for your interest. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you all good luck, good sales.
All right, thanks, Alex. I'll let you go. I'm going to speak with them right now.
Good.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Man. Once again.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.